And back here on a Tuesday morning, Jeanette Donovan in here for the first time in months. She'll be back with us in just a moment. We'll do an Athens Today with she and Johnny Crutcher in a moment. Let them go at it after last night's council meeting. Johnny's going to write you a check today. We're going to ask Ann in just a second. But, hey, Frank, where are you this morning? I got to tell you, the other day we were on kind of a stakeout in downtown Athens, or not downtown Athens, but in Athens city limits. I want to say hello this morning to Mr. and Miss Johnson, who brought us chairs out, Frank, to have a seat. They told us a story about you.
That's right.
They took you to Iuka, Mississippi to get married.
That must have been Pat and Richard.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that all too well.
How'd that go, Frank?
Not too good.
But I want to say hello to Mr. and Miss Johnson for being so hospitable the other day.
That was pretty humorous.
How'd that go, Cassidy?
You know, actually, that was funny. Cassidy was there too. Ann was just saying how Heath, talking about the Children's Hospital on a serious note, Heath had to spend 30 days there back when he was 6 years old. He had cancer.
Yep.
And he's in remission now, isn't he? Or has been?
It's been
Took
gone.
a year?
Yeah. He had stayed it was 4-year treatment. He stayed 30 days.
Dang.
The first month after in January was in 91.
You drove up to Birmingham every day.
Drove to Birmingham every day. And then it was unexpected. You always had to have a bag packed because you never know when you had to stay.
Well, thank goodness they were there and got him all taken care of.
Yep.
And he's doing good now.
Well, I talked to him the other day.
That's great.
All right, let's do an Ask Ann now on this Tuesday morning edition of Cooper Company Live right here in the great city of Athens. And I got a little thing that says, teenagers can turn your hair white.
Didn't you know that?
Evidently, I'm finding it out. It says, never would I be writing. Let's have the Birmingham paper talking about Sarah Paulin, the vice presidential candidate with John McCain, about how they're getting on her daughter about being pregnant. And it goes on to say here, teenagers do things sometimes that parents have no control over, even with the very best parenting and upbringing in church. It says, maybe the letter writer should read John 8:7. He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her.
I bet
Because, they're giving her a hard time about her daughter being pregnant and stuff, but man.
I bet you were the perfect teenager.
How can you control kids, Ann?
You can't.
Well, how do you feel so bad about it when they're always screwing up?
All you can do is try to teach them. Whether they take heed to it or not, the only thing you can do is tell them. Kids got their own mind. They can let their friends persuade them more than their family.
Exactly.
Now that your teenagers are in their 20s, mid-20s, did you ever think you'd get there? Or do you still have issues with them from time to time?
No. Well, I didn't have no problem really when they was coming up because, they was kind of like scared of me.
That's good.
No.
I would be too, Ann.
Kids today ain't scared of nothing.
Yes, they is, James. I'm finna tell you.
You can't whip
Wait a
them.
minute.
You can't whip them.
I don't know why you can't whoop yours, but I whoop mine. That's why they was scared of me coming up and knowing what they was going to get if they did something they ain't have no business.
Parents today don't have a clue what their kids are doing.
Parents today need to whoop their kids' butts.
Maybe the parents need a whipping themselves because they don't care.
Well, honey, I sure put them in line because I whoop mine, and that sure help. You better whoop these kids. Forget that.
It's hard to keep up with kids these days.
No, it ain't hard to keep up with them.
Well,
You just ain't doing the right thing to them.
Sometimes you can't even find them.
Well, you know what? If I ever had to go out there and look for one, when I did find him, everybody in Athens gonna know somebody, including Mike Blakely.
All right, let me ask you something different. Let's switch gears a little bit. So my wife and I have been happily married for 25 years. Both work. I run my own business out of my home. Several times a week, I like to dress up in my wife's clothing.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm talking clothes, wigs, makeup, the work. I feel the enjoyment of women's clothing enjoyable and stimulating. I'm very discreet about it. My wife don't know.
You think?
My wife will be retiring soon, which means she'll be home all day. I hate to give up something I enjoy, but I worry if I tell her, it could mean the end of our marriage. What do you think?
He finna be a faggot.
Fine, Johnny Crutcher. What?
He finna be a faggot.
Well, now, Ann, just because
yes, he is. He's just on the verge of it, Jamie. He one of them closet person.
He's hiding in the closet.
He's stuck in the closet. Just wait till he come out of there. He gonna forget he got a wife and he gonna turn to a man. Woo! I hate that day. That's all what the clothes is about.
Because a man wants to wear thongs and panties, granny panties and stuff like that?
He ain't want to just wear them, Jamie. He's finna turn. He's finna be a fag. Oh, yes. He coming out the closet. Slowly, but he coming out the closet.
What do you think his wife's going to say to him if he finds out?
She probably going to go crazy. But you know what? Half of these men that done come up to be men, that changed their life, and now is a woman, and they still married to their wife. You know, that's kind of strange. I don't see how they do it. Because I can't sleep in the bed with the same thing.
So if you came home from work, and if you were married, or if your boyfriend had some of your panties on, what are you going to say to him?
Ooh, Jamie, I forget who I am.
Don't forget where you are. Don't say it there.
Ooh, I forget where I am.
What if you had that little outfit on me and Glory bought you for Christmas a couple years ago?
But I think
that little lingerie outfit.
I think he'll stay a man if I had put that on. He wouldn't want to change.
Good answer.
He will stay just like he is.
This has been another edition of Ask Ann. Coming up next, Johnny Crutcher, and we'll talk with Jeanette, and then we'll try to get some of that football on from Athens. So hang on. We'll just go to a break right now and be right back. You're watching Cooper Company from Athens on a Tuesday morning. We'll be right back.